Do you see it? Awesome. Yeah. I'm a man with many hats this evening. You might know me as the Fix editor, but I also work at the international media consultancy Dynamics. And in my free time, apart from those two beautiful occupations, I also do my own Telegram project called All the York Times. It's good that we don't have New York Times people here. And today I would like to use the next 10 or so minutes or so to talk about Telegram in general, with WhatsApp dropping the privacy ball and Telegram emerging into this English-speaking world. I think it's really interesting topic to discuss how news media can seize this opportunity and grow on these platforms. Yeah, so let me move further and talk a few words about Telegram. So if you don't know, Telegram is a messenger. It's not a social media, but it's kind of trying to mimic some of social media characteristics. And it was launched 7 years ago by a Russian-born entrepreneur, Pavel Durov. And since then, it was growing pretty fast and gained a lot of credibility, especially in Central and Eastern Europe market, but later also in Asia, in Iran. It's crazy in Iran. It's like it's really hard to kind of give it with words, but I think something like 20% of their like internet traffic goes to Telegram, and it's a blocked app in this country, so it's all happening through VPN. So yeah, Telegram is going through kind of emerging markets, but recently, in recent months, it was getting bigger and bigger in the English-speaking world after the storming of Capitol, and this kind of this funny story about WhatsApp sending this pop-up message that is sharing some data with parent company, with Facebook. They actually didn't change any policy, but it started like a huge scandal on social media, and people started migrating to another encrypted apps. Telegram in January 2021 gained 500 million monthly active users, and it puts it in the league of kind of big players here. But today I would like to talk about it from the perspective of how can media use it. And in order to talk about this, we need to kind of quickly go and discuss the structure of this platform. So what makes Telegram different from WhatsApp, for example, or from other messenger, is that it's, apart from its messaging kind of core functionality, it also has this thing called channels, where basically the communication is one-to-many. When you like talk to like one person, you have one-to-one communication. You have groups where a lot of people are talking to a lot of people, and Telegram is actively using this one-to-many channels where you or your team or your company can basically shoot messages to a huge amount of people. And what makes it compelling, I think, for news media is that it's kind of bringing an alternative in the room. So today we are having this great chance to go and discuss a lot of social media, and no one understands what's happening after the post one, and like why after you see kind of your family pictures, you see some like right-wing guys on your Facebook knocking your door. So magic is happening with a personalized feed, and in Telegram you don't have any algorithm applied here. You have a linear feed, a chronological feed in these channels, and that's why it's crystal clear and crystal predictable what you're gonna see. That's why I would like to basically go through a couple of things and talk why news media are actually actively using Telegram in this region, in Central and Eastern Europe and other countries, and why do they find it so why do they love it so much? I think we have Maria with us, who is like, we had a conversation before, and they were saying that Telegram is their kind of like go-to platform, and like almost half of their members are coming from there. So this is a great example of kind of how news media are treating this platform in a country. And why this so is getting a lot of attention is, first of all, because of this intimate connection with readers. since it's in Messenger, you have kind of a very interesting situation where your channel messages are combining with the personal communication that you have with people. Let's say you talk to your mom, and then The Economist pops up with an article. That's why it gives you an better level of intimacy and engagement. In Telegram, there is this kind of metric called engagement reach by rate, where you kind of combine the number of people subscribed to you to the number of average post view that you have. And this number can go up to, in Telegram, up to like 60%. So, which means around like 60-70% of the audience that subscribe to you see your content. You would never achieve this in Facebook or Twitter or TikTok. And that gives kind of media managers the feeling of intimacy and feeling that of the ownership of the audience that is subscribed to them, meaning that they like, you know, if they have a big audience, they understand what they can get when they post something. Yeah. And another argument why it is working well is the combination of technology. Here it's the combination of internet speed and privacy technologies that this platform is using. Telegram, we'll get to that a bit later, but Telegram have a built-in VPN and proxy kind of solutions that helps it circumvent the restrictions, especially important in countries with authoritarian regimes, such as Belarus or Russia, where it was blocked, or Iran, where it is still blocked. And this technology gives them a chance to basically create a separate independent channel of communications. And with the speed, it doesn't take much internet to message on Telegram. And that's why it is also important for countries, for developing countries with not the best connection, when the connection is deliberately getting blocked, like it was in Belarus in August. So that's why this platform kind of gained, I would say, this phenomenal trust from people in these countries because of being still accessible despite the measures done by government. And another argument is that the audience in this platform is also very emerging and very young. I think it quite similar to TikTok in some ways, and it is the kind of the platform where this young audience kind of prioritizes for news consumption. I think this is very important because we'll talk later about kind of TikTok and where you can use it. But I think Telegram is often used in these countries that I mentioned as a primary news consumption platform, and that gives a lot of kind of reasoning for news media to be present on them. So here I put a screenshot of the biggest channels on Telegram, which is some kind of piracy platforms in India. But in general, the news media are actively using Telegram. And here is the short slide about this kind of successful, phenomenal story of growing news media in Telegram in Belarus. So on this graph, you see the growth factor of Telegram channels of Belarusian independent news media. And you see that when the revolution kicked off, the growth was phenomenal. It was going for like threefold growth was taken as, you know, like not the best one. Here you have tenfold growth. You have such big media as Tudbay, one of the biggest in Belarus, grown from 48,000 to 400,000 and so on. And when you think that this number is not so big compared to Facebook or Twitter, look at this graph. So this is the number of views that these channels were getting on a platform on a monthly basis. So Tudbay got 400 million views in August. This is, I think it's crazy. And it's pretty hard to compare it to something else. And definitely this is an exception. But what it gives us, like what a takeaway I would give to this conference is that Telegram is pretty good at the moments of crisis. And if you see this, like if you see the trend, small channels got bigger, big channels got the biggest. So that's why this is an argument why even if Telegram is not so popular in your market, there is might be kind of a reason why you need to be there, not even for the big audience, but for a loyal one, because when it will start growing, you will be on the top of this wave. And this is what happened in Belarus. This is what happened partially in Ukraine, and this is what happened slightly in a speaking English in an English speaking world with such news media as Bloomberg that is present on this platform, and I think gaining a lot of benefits from it. So speaking of this, yeah, some of Western legacy media have already discovered the magic of Telegram, and I put here a couple of kind of prominent examples. One of them is Bloomberg, that is having a very kind of interesting publishing strategy. They post maximum 1 or 2 posts per day on this channel and include 3 links to each one. And they've started using it in the end of 2019 as some kind of response to WhatsApp ban on bulk and automated messaging. And since then, the audience grow pretty fast. And like the beauty of this platform is that despite the relatively small number of members that you see here, 88,000, the number of views that they get on a monthly basis is getting more than 1 million. Here we have 1.7. And that gives them a lot of like chances to basically seize new audience. I was reading a couple of articles about Bloomberg and why they went for Telegram, and the reason was that they wanted to grow the non-US audience, non-US young audience for this platform, and I think it's working pretty well for them. Another strategy for going for Telegram is going for certain regions. Here you see the channel of BBC in Persian, the BBC in Iran, and the numbers here are even more crazy than are comparable to Belarus, because you see that on average, each post gets more than 100,000 views, and in 1 month they get up to like 200 millions because they post a lot of each day. And there you see that here, because in such countries as Iran, the news consumption is pretty limited. This like channel is getting kind of a gateway platform for them and the chance to get independent content. So yeah, another strategy is going like a Financial Times did, and they launched a channel that is devoted to coronavirus news. And basically it serves the kind of the way as a newsletter. Every day they post one post with a couple of stories on coronavirus, and they get their audience, and it works in pretty well. But like they are not they haven't gone like really like fully into this, but still works that shows that Telegram can work as an kind of one function channel that you can post. Yeah, so a few takeaways on news media that news media need to know when they get started on Telegram. I would say the first one is to know the goal, where are they going there. For example, Financial Times went for coronavirus news, or Bloomberg went for non-US audience. And another one is definitely set up a unique style and format. Because the beauty of these new emerging platforms is that you get there and you grow with the platform itself. And now the competition on Telegram is getting even more fierce. And if you don't differentiate, it will be hard for you to get into this. And especially, I think it's especially relevant to the fact that they don't have this personalized feed. So the more you have content in your feed, the harder it is to manage for a certain reader. And that's why they will have much bigger kind of quality control on what they read. Unlike in Facebook, where you can be subscribed to like millions of pages and you don't get them because you just don't react to them. That's why we have a difference. Definitely don't use it as a referral traffic generator. And I think it's relevant to any other social media, but here it is especially relevant. And I think Maria will agree that Telegram is a platform that is very native, and people don't really want to go outside it. and that's why you need to adapt and use it, not like Facebook or Twitter. Yeah, and definitely read the Fix guide on kicking off Telegram for publishers. That's a good article published on the Fix, and it gives into more details than even I am trying to do this right now. Thanks a lot, and subscribe to me on Twitter as well. I'll also seize this opportunity. You can go with this QR code or just shoot me a message on Telegram.